This is the process that I've already started based on the approval of the goals, the vision for the town, but also of the goals that were approved from myself. We have now begun working with each of the departments and looking at how to provide efficiencies and effectiveness of town government and how to make it better than it is today. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm working with each of the departments and I'm looking at how better could we organize departments that exist today to do a better job than they're doing. With that, I'm reaching out and talking and discussing with each of the departments, and I'll give you an example. So I've had a discussion with the solid waste director and the director of public works. I believe there's efficiencies and effectiveness to be gained by moving solid waste under the jurisdiction and assigning it as a division under the Department of Public Works. And that would provide, and multiple communities actually have their solid waste department underneath their public works. It is a public works function, if you will. Even by American Public Works Association accreditation standards, rubbish, refuse, and recycling all fall under public works. So what I've asked them to do is look at how they could take their two organizations and move solid waste under what is the impact on budgets, enterprise funds, personnel, equipment, facilities, and come back to me with a recommendation of how to go forward with that. I'm looking at also organizing by function, right? For example, we have multiple departments that not necessarily act as stovepipes, but are created in, from the previous form of government as a stovepipe. If you look at Health and Human Services, you would think that Board of Health, Council on Aging, Veterans Agent, all of those could work potentially under one operational directive or guiding fact under Health and Human Services, right? You could look also at community development as another major function that the town could undertake. For example, we have a planning department, a zoning department, conservation, a building inspector. They all work very well together, but might they work better under one direction, one director. The building inspector has an office manager, an admin assistant, and 2 part-time clerks with an inspector and a soon-to-be building commissioner. But if you pulled that with planning, conservation, and zoning part-time clerk, now you have multiple assets that are available to support that whole community development. And lump into that, actually, economic development. That is a pillar of that community development, where all of those particular agencies need to potentially communicate, collaborate, and work together. So there are potential efficiencies to be gained by that. I've already started a discussion with the police department and animal control. A number of other communities have animal control underneath the police department. If this now provides additional support, can meet all the requirements and support, maybe it's a good move to realign animal control under the auspices of the police department. So I look forward to working with the council and bringing this forward. My plan, and if it's acceptable, is to bring that into the December as I wrap up all the other organizations, present that in a comprehensive bylaw presentation, and then work with the bylaw subcommittee and bring in all of the department heads that are affected and let them have their chance to, speak their minds on how this should be, and then roll it out in February. Gives us time then to adjust for the next fiscal year budget, to adjust those budgets as we go appropriate, and have a good solution for town.